Hello there, Richie Vitale here. This is a topic for both beginner and intermediate trumpet players. A student of mine was talking about a buzz in his sound. Often, as far as getting a clean sound and improving your sound, besides having a good teacher, you could be the best source of information and fixer. First of all, what is the right way to play the trumpet? Well, that's a hard thing to answer, because there is no absolutely set in stone correct way to play or embouchure to have. Look at Dizzy Gillespie. Dizzy had laryngoceal, which caused his neck to bulge like a bullfrog's when he played the trumpet, and no one could play or sound like Dizzy. Louis Armstrong injured his orbicularis oris muscle, which surrounds the lip. Plenty of trumpet players play on the side of the mouth, including John Faddis and the famous classical trumpet player William Vacchiano, a principal trumpet player for the New York Philharmonic. So who's to say what is the correct position or embouchure for the trumpeter? Now I want to talk about playing wet or dry while using the trumpet mouthpiece. I believe by looking at trumpet forms that the majority of trumpet players play dry. In other words, they just place the mouthpiece on their mouth and expel air. Some articles I've read for beginner trumpet players say to create your first sound, you should compare blowing through the trumpet to spitting a pea out of your mouth, like this. But that will not produce a viable sound on the trumpet, as there is not enough of an opening in the embouchure. So whether you play wet or dry, you must have enough of an opening between the top and bottom lips to allow them to vibrate against the mouthpiece to produce a sound. Some trumpet players, like myself, play wet. We lick the mouthpiece before setting it, and in my case, I place the bottom of the mouthpiece on my bottom lip and push down, sticking my tongue between my lips to create a larger embouchure. And this is how I get the best sound out of the trumpet. If I don't do this, and I simply set the mouthpiece on my lips and blow, I can barely get a sound out. I'm going to step over to an iPhone so you could better see the technique that I use. So for this part of the video, I'm going to use a visualizer and show you exactly how I place the trumpet mouthpiece. You can see here, I'll give you a close-up. You can see as I wet the mouthpiece, I also push down on the lower lip with the mouthpiece, so it makes a bigger aperture. You're supposed to tongue at the roof of the mouth. Ta, ta. But I suspect that a lot of trumpet players, or at least in my case, we tongue more in the middle than at the roof of the mouth. So you could see this leaves a larger aperture to allow air to flow into the mouthpiece. I want to show you another thing that I do that helps me get more of an open sound, more of an aperture in the embouchure. So what I do is I connect the bottom of the mouthpiece here and I push down. And this leaves a larger opening between the two lips. I'll show you how this works with the trumpet. You can see I'm touching the lower lip and pushing down slightly as I bring the bell of the horn up. It's not something I thought about when I was younger, and it's something I developed unconsciously to get a better sound out of the trumpet. How did I discover this technique? There was no teacher, no other trumpet player, nothing I had read that led me to this conclusion. It was a technique I eventually learned to play the trumpet to the best of my ability. When I looked at the album cover to Freddie Hubbard's Body and Soul recording, I saw the same hump on his bottom lip that I have, which led me to believe that he also played wet. I had no proof of this until I decided to make this video. I looked through several YouTube clips to see close-ups of Freddie playing, and sure enough, in this clip I'll show you, I found Freddie licking the mouthpiece as I do, and very likely pushing down on his lower lip with the mouthpiece before proceeding to play. One of the things you can do with the trumpet is to slowly move the bell upwards and then downward to find where you get your best sound. Here I'll be moving the bell up and down to find the optimal angle for playing the trumpet. I already know where I usually set my trumpet, so I'll start there and move up slowly back to where I was, and then down slowly, and then back to where I was, finding where I get the best sound on the trumpet. This is very good to start on a G, right in the middle of the staff. So you can see I'm not moving my face, I'm actually just moving the trumpet, being very careful to stay level. Look straight ahead without tilting the head up or down. And also, don't make these adjustments really quick. Everything is gradual. Start where you think your best sound's going to be. And don't do this. I've often heard some trumpet teachers say as you go higher, you move the bell downward. I can't confirm that in my case, but it does work for some trumpeters. I've seen some trumpet players play the trumpet almost as if it was a clarinet, like this. There is also the overbite, which means the top row of teeth are on top of the bottom row of teeth. In this case, trumpet players will push their lower jaw out to make their top and bottom rows of teeth equidistant to the lips in the mouthpiece. There are also some lead players that have a different embouchure only for the upper register. Once you find the correct place to put your mouthpiece, depending upon your jaw structure and your teeth, once you find that optimal spot, it's best to try to keep it there and do many of the exercises by breathing through the corners of the mouth or through the nose. Eventually, you'll just learn where the mouthpiece fits on your lips to get the best quality sound. Teachers could be very useful in helping you to find out how to produce the best sound. For instance, if you have too much of the mouthpiece on the top or too much on the bottom lip, a teacher could see this and correct it before it becomes an issue. But the point in this video is to let you know that sometimes it is you that have to do the experimentation to find where and how to get the best sound on the trumpet. Where is the comfortable spot, and where can I get the warmest, fullest, and/or brightest sound? Well, I hope you enjoyed this video on producing sound from the trumpet. If you have any questions or comments, don't hesitate to ask in the comments section below. Also, feel free to subscribe to my channel for updates on my newest jazz video lessons. I've also started a brand new Patreon page to help defray the cost of making these videos, where I'll be introducing PDFs of these lessons and insider tips. Feel free to go to patreon.com/Richie Vitale and help to join up in this jazz journey. Thank you for watching and happy practicing.